Very good evening to you with the Cbc Sports News. I'm Damien Best. Well, West Indies have failed to get over the line once more as they went down by 1 run to Sri Lanka this morning in the Tri-Nation Series in Zimbabwe. Well, the West Indies had won the toss and asked Sri Lanka to take first knock, and they posted 334-7 in their 50 overs. Leading the Sri Lankans were Kusal Mendis and Noshan Dikwali, who both fell short of centuries, scoring 94 apiece. Well, skipper Jason Holder was the pick of the bowlers, taking 3 for 57. Now, chasing 331 for victory, the West Indies reached 329 off their 50 overs. Evan Lewis top scored with 148 from 122 deliveries, while Holder was left not out on 45. Here are the highlights of that runs chase.
Yoka, and the big shot, and then the umpire. What a shot! Past it out, past the cover. And he goes to the slog sweep again. And he's got it. He's gone all the way for 6. Slightly short of a length, not much. But let me tell you, that is as good a shot as you'll see anywhere in the world. Oh, I think he's gone for all money. Oh, that's gone. That's gone. That's a big wicket. That is a huge wicket for Sri Lanka. Oh, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. The Sri Lankans think there was an edge. Oh, there was a definite inside edge onto the pad. Fire. There you are. That's a confirmation. It's over it. Where has it gone? My goodness me, it's gone all the way. And he gets it away down to deep cover. It will be taken. And here is Pradeep for the last ball. West Indies need 3 to win. And it's only 1, I think. And the Sri Lankans have won by 1 run. What an outstanding effort by Sri Lanka.
So close. With that result, though, the Sri Lankans have qualified for the final. The winner of Friday's last prelim between the West Indies and Zimbabwe will also advance to the big showdown. Well, a 25-member Barbados team has been named for the upcoming Caribbean Developmental Boxing Championships. The men are Stefan Harding, Rashad Holder, Jabali Breedy, Rashawn Holder, Ajay Jones, Brandon Lee, Kumai Israel, Justin Edwards, Mikael Cox, Derek Heyman, Duran Duval Hunt, Antonia Rollins, Kiomel Miller, Izzion Fraser, Charles Cox, Shaquan Goodridge Lashley, and Sherwade Deer. The ladies are Kellyanne Blackman, Precious Lithcott, Mary Fraser, Kimberly Giddens, Brittany Knight, Makara Wood, Kimara Stewart, and Elikaya Lithcott. A tournament of this magnitude is a big undertaking, and organizers say there are a few areas that need to be sorted.
We have a budget of $207,000, and we are still out based on promises and what we have done for ourselves and what the teams will contribute, because each country has to give us a levy on each participant that they bring, whether they're official or boxer. They give us $200 US, but that only covers approximately 2 nights, and they are here for 6 nights, so we have to find the accommodation for the other 4 nights. And on my last, when we did our last accounting and setting up, we are still about $20,000 out. We are hoping that we will get some of the things that we need in kind to cover that $20,000.
Well, the football fraternity is coming to the aid of former national player and coach Keith Griffith. There will be a football fundraising event later this month to assist with the purchase of a prosthetic leg and to also help with any outstanding medical expenses. Now, earlier this year, Griffith unfortunately had one of his legs amputated, and he's now getting around in a wheelchair. Coordinator of the fundraising event, Franklin Gill, outlined what the public can expect at the National Stadium.
we're hoping to have 2 games. The first game, which will start at about 4, will be the Sports Council ladies or women versus the rest of Barbados. As you know, Keith served with the National Sports Council, and it would only be nice if he can have some form of representation, and that will be the first game. And then the second game, the big game, that should start at about 6 o'clock. And just for the public information, we're going to have players like Gregory Goodrich, Nobby Parse, Kent Hall, Adrian Hall, Colin Potato Ford, Llewellyn Riley, Jeffrey Williams, Maria Hart. These are 2 youngsters, John Hawksworth, those who represent Daisy Clark's side. And then we have Ricky Goddard, Ricky Goddard, you would have with him Adrian Ford, the maestro Norman Ford. These are only a few of the names that I mentioned. But we expect to have, I think there's some 46 players in all in total, 23 on each side that will be in training from now until the 18th.
Well, Gill also stated that there will be a surprise that only those who are at the stadium will witness.
I think we might move away from protocol before the last game commences. I wouldn't want to say what will be done, but we're going to do something which will be rather unusual in Barbados. And if you're there on the afternoon, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's going to be, we've never seen it, I don't think, at football.
Well, not all the sporting nights in Barbados are from the cricketing arena. As we continue our features tonight, we highlight a night hailing from the Olympic movement.
Much of Barbados' sporting development at the regional and international levels, especially in track and field, can be attributed to the over 6 decades of sports administrative service rendered by this man, Austin Seeley, now bestowed the title of Sir Austin following his honor of the Knight Bachelor of the Order of the British Empire in the Queen's New Year's Honours list. A pictorial history of his work sees Sir Austin meeting many of the world's great leaders, including the Queen herself, and some more admirable personalities. Appreciative of the honor, he said it's nothing he didn't anticipate, but one he could not achieve on his own.
For one, let me thank the government, of course, of Barbados and the fellow administrators with whom I've served in athletics and Olympic and regional bodies over the years, because I see my reward as an honor that I can't ignore their participation.
Sir Austin, who began his administration in basketball in the early 1960s, soon let his love for track and field take precedence, assuming the presidency of the Amateur Athletic Association. On this front, he has been touted as a visionary behind the biggest regional junior track and field games, the Carifta Games.
We did not have senior athletes in bulk in Barbados, and we decided to start almost all over again from scratch, using the boys and girls into school sports as our ground base, and we decided that we would see what standards we had compared to other Caribbean territories. And they responded to my invitation to come to Barbados for what we call Carifta Games. And the name Carifta simply came from the then political agreement, the Caribbean Free Trade Agreement. And there was no magic about it. And it was indeed Trinidad and Jamaica who specifically said, look, we cannot allow this to die, and the rest is history. It's been going for 42 years.
Sir Austin Llewellyn Seeley, former banker, veteran sports administrator, knighted for his sterling service to sports development.
Well, it's that time again for another great moment in local sports.
Sir Garfield Sobers is the youngest player to score a triple century in tests. He scored 365 not out versus Pakistan at Kingston, Jamaica back in 1958 at the age of 21 years, 213 days. Now that innings is also the record for the highest maiden test century. Back then in 58, 365 not out was also the record score in a test innings, staying more than 36 years before Brian Lara overcame it with his 375 against England in 1994. Sir Garfield sobers. 3 world records from one innings of 365 not out. A great Belgian sporting moment.
Well, that's it for sports this evening. Coming up next, the Business Report.